That was nice.
Manila, a city of 21 million people. 500,000 of them live in the slums. But don't worry, there are also 1,500 massage and spas and one flex gym. There are 2.5 million vehicles in the city. An average Filipino spends 66 minutes of his day in the traffic. And 30 minutes in finding parking. So there are 170,000 traffic enforcement officers. So no wonder most of the people prefer to go to an island as fast as they can, like El Nido in Palawan. Aside staring at the amazing beach views, you can also rent a motorbike and explore the island. Then you can see some more stunning views and hike to a waterfall, or two, or three. Also, you can go to another beach with a heavenly view. Try to balance a coconut on your head. Or do a zip line from one island to another. After relaxing in an infinity pool, you can go to an island hopping. Of course, the best thing you can do when you see these landscapes is checking the messages on your phone. But once you've finished, you get to see the real stuff. The Blue Lagoons is one of the most amazing places you can visit on this planet. Maybe even on other planets, I'm not so sure. The biggest challenge is renting a kayak without flipping it over. I don't think they are qualified. If you get lucky, you might encounter this little guy, a monitor lizard. But try not to get too close. I've heard the hospital in El Nido is not the best one. After a long day, you can sit and enjoy the beach. Ice cream, anyone?
Wave after wave, wave
But
after
if you're missing the city, you can go to Baguio and see the Flowers Festival that takes place every February. Look, there's Coco Martin, one of the biggest stars of Philippines and a gifted actor.
Dahil hindi nyo kalisama! Nung nagkaroon ng sunod-sunod na pagsabog sa Maynila!
Amazing. Filipinos like parades, so every year during the Holy Week, there is a procession in the streets of every city. If you get lucky, you can also encounter a random street parade like this one, of children showing off the candidates for prince and princess of their school. I'm sure they would appreciate a good cotton candy as a prize. If you feel brave, you can go to the deserted Diplomat Hotel. Legend says it's haunted by ghosts. When going out from Baguio, you can see the most colorful village in all over the Philippines, Stobosa. Maybe you can pass also in a rice center and buy rice to your dog? Or not? After quite a long drive, you arrive to the city of Vigan. a UNESCO Heritage World Site. There you can try your luck in pottery, but please don't quit your day job. One of the most unique places you can visit in the Philippines is Sagada. In Eco Valley there are the hanging coffins, a traditional burials on the sides of the mountains. The chairs near the coffins used for the dead bodies to sit for a week at home before the burial service, as part of the tradition. If you're getting any idea of being buried there, sorry, it's reserved only for the Sagada residents. So let's go and do some caving. At 200 meters depth in Sumagin Cave, the guide uses an oil lamp to show the way. The ground is very slippery, so it's better walking barefoot. If you like to chill, you can even go to a little swim. Climbing up is always the hardest part. On the way further north, there is the highest point in the Philippines. There, you can hitchhike your way to Banawe. After a little walk, you pass the local school, and there they are, the famous rice terraces of Batad. The 2,000-year-old rice terraces are also the most remote in the world, located in a tiny village only accessible by foot. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is not for the faint-hearted, but it's worth every minute of effort. The scenery is unbelievably stunning.
Really? Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I think we loved it. And this is how the grass looks from close.
Oh, yeah, at last.
For the expert walkers, there's also a waterfall 400 meters down with steep stairs. But then you get the pleasure of dipping yourself in the freezing water. Further in the northwest, you can find Bangi, the pride of the north. The windmills here are the first to build in Southeast Asia. When walking on the beach, it's hard to miss the feeling of a location taken from a sci-fi movie. Not far from there, you can find Pagudpud, and it's good that you found it because not too many people come here, so you get your own private haven. Back to the south, going to Anilao Beach is not an easy task. Taking 3 hours bus from Manila to Batangas Terminal. Then taking a jeepney for an hour ride. Then taking extremely small local tricycle on the endless curving roads. Like everywhere in the Philippines, you need some patience until you get to your destination, so it's better you enjoy the road itself. Eventually, in most of the cases, it's worth your time, like here in Anilao Beach. This beach is really good for snorkeling and diving, and there are 51 diving spots. You can also rent what locals call a floating cottage, which is actually a floating ramp that you can use to jump into the water and see the corals. You can also find a variety of resorts to fit your budget. Scary! And the spider too. The most interesting place in the Batangas is Tagaytay, where Taal volcano is located. Taking a boat to Taal is like a secret mission. Climbing up to the mountain by foot takes 45 minutes, unless you're lazy bum. Then you can do it on horseback riding. Come on guys, faster!
love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring.
Along the way, you can notice the crosses spread all over the road, which is part of the tradition of the locals. On every April, they come to pray for the mountain not to erupt.
Into a burning ring of fire, I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Once you're on the top, you see a breathtaking view of world's largest island within a lake on an island within a lake on an island. Confused? Never mind, just enjoy the view. Speaking of islands, the 100 Islands National Park is one of the most recommended places to visit in the Philippines. Actually, there are 125 islands when the tide is low and 124 when it's high. But don't worry, you don't need to visit all of them. These islands are 2 million years old, so you should treat them with some respect. In Pilgrimage Island, you can visit Jesus again, in case you missed him since Manila. In Governor's Island, you can walk on the water. Well, almost.
I'm feeling like a drunk man. I'm drunk. But I'm not drunk. It's just the bridge is drunk. Drunk bridge.
After crossing the drunk bridge, you get your reward, meeting the mermaid in the cave. In Marcos Island, you can jump into the indoor cave pool.
Okay, jump they say.
So the sign says it's forbidden. What do they know?
Do I want to do that? What, am I crazy? That was nothing, really nothing.
And last, in Cuenco Island, you can enter a tunnel from one side of the island and get out on the other side of it, and then jump from the ramp.
That was nice.
That's what I call a vacation.